What's happening, everyone? Today we're going to talk about my first impressions of the XTEP 160X. So I did a 70-minute workout run today with a 5 by 1 minute on, 1 minute off, uh, followed by a 3 sets of 2 minutes on and 2 minutes off, followed by a 5 sets of 1 minute on and 1 minute off. And I did a little, just slight tempo run at the end, try to get all the feels of this shoe. So I ran a little bit slow in it, ran really fast in it, ran medium pace with it. So I'll give you my first impression. Quick disclaimer that I bought these shoes on my own with my own money. No one's paying me to talk about this shoe. These are my opinions, and let's have at it. It is definitely a neutral shoe, so if I do the twist test, very twisty, very twisty. All right, so here are the specs for this shoe. I couldn't really find that much information online. The only information that I found is from Road Trail Run, and here are their specs. So their specs are saying that this shoe is a 31 in the heel, 28 in the forefoot, which makes it a 3 millimeter drop, so heel to toe drop. For a men's US size 9 or Euros 42, the ounce is 6.9 ounces, which is a fairly light shoe. I paid 175 US dollars on Aliexpress. I will send you the link down below if you are interested in a pair of these. So let's get to the upper. Let's talk about the upper really quick. It uses a mesh upper with some overlays and some underlays. So it is a very translucent upper. So you can't really tell from here, but if I put my flashlight right underneath, right through it, you can definitely see it's translucent. If I kind of angle it this way, which is pretty cool, kind of sheds off some weight obviously. And obviously there's some overlays, kind of like right here where the logo, just to keep it structured. There's also some overlays here, and they also got some underlays right inside the shoe. If you can see like the orange, yeah, you can see it right there. So just to try to keep the weight down. Also a toe box right here, kind of like a sewing, which keeps it very structured. The tongue right here also has some holes in it to keep the ventilation going, which is a pretty cool feature. The heel cup right here, very structured. So if I try to, can't really bend it. So it does keep your foot locked. If you can see also in the heel cup area inside, they also have some little padding right here, a little triangle shaped padding. There's also some more padding around. And you got all you heel tabbers over there. Here's your tab right there. And can't see it right now, but it also, at night, has some reflectors, which is pretty cool. The shoelaces, they are pretty standard, so nothing too much to complain about. Let's talk about the midsole really quick. It uses what is called an X dynamic foam, which is claimed to be, the density is 50% lighter than eTPU, which is basically Boost from Adidas, and the resilience is over 80%. So all I got from this was that it feels very similar to the Saucony Endorphin midsoles. So it uses P-backs. So it is the X Dynamic Foam. Take a look at it kind of closely. It kind of looks like some noodles really quick. And if I go put my finger right into it, it is a little squishy. Very squishy in the heel. Honestly, it gets a little bit more firm as we get to the forefoot because of the rubber outsole, and I'll get to that in a second. So my initial impression of the midsole is right when I put my shoe onto this, my heel basically just sunk in. So the heel is very soft. So when I stepped into it, it just sunk my heel in, which was a kind of a weird sensation. So I've never dealt with a shoe like that, but it was something to get used to. Inside the midsole is a carbon fiber plate, which is what they call as an adaptive carbon fiber propulsion system. So it's like a stable rebound. So if I do the bend test, not really a stiff carbon plate. It's a pretty snappy ride. When I go like that, when I get off, it just shoots you off like that. Now let's get to the outsole really quick. So it is a lightweight and wear resistant non-slip sole. So the exterior uses a type of like a lightweight composite material, which is a wear resistant and non-slip. So right when I put this shoe on and right when I stepped onto the road and pavement, yes, I can definitely feel that this outsole is very sticky to the ground. Like it has great traction, it has great grip on it. So if you can kind of see, it's kind of a plastic rubber all in the forefoot, and it has right on the heels, outside of the heels. And yes, you can see right in the middle is the explosion of the carbon plate that they use. So if I go like this, it's right there. And it also has a little inside just to shed off some weight. And fun fact right here, right there is, I guess you can call it a little ventilation, if you can see it really closely. A ventilation, so your underneath your foot can keep cool, which is a pretty cool feature to this. And if you haven't noticed either, on the rubber, it has X's to kind of represent the XTEP, which I thought was a pretty cool feature. So my conclusion for the XTEP 160X is I still want to put more miles in it, obviously, to get a full review. But my first impression is that it's a really good ride. Like I said with the heel, I'm not used to the sinking in part, so maybe it could benefit maybe a heel striker or a midfoot striker. Now, when it comes to someone laying on their forefoot, it was just a little bit more firmer than I expected. I kind of expected, since it's a P-back, so it would be a little somewhat squishy, but apparently it wasn't. But it did give pretty good a snappy responsiveness to it. Like it definitely took your toe off really quick, as I did with the midsole earlier. It just snaps right away. Overall, like this is a fairly good shoe. Let's see how this shoe works after I break in to it and put some more miles. As of right now, this shoe, I would probably use this as maybe a half marathon tops. Definitely a 10K. I can see me doing this with a 10K. 5K, you can do this as well. All right, my question to you guys is, would you guys be interested in purchasing this XTEP 160X racing shoe? Comment down below. Thank you for reaching the end. Don't forget to like and subscribe and watch more of my content. And I will see you guys soon. Remember, guys, on your runs to stay consistent. Consistency is key.